We can't change the negative aspect. We can't change the things that are out of our control. We can control how we look at it. Good morning, you guys. I always know Peter's on a roll. He's planning his sermon, and oh, that's cute. You know he's on a roll. His knees are bouncing up and down. His hands are going. Wait for it. Yeah, that right there. This is basically how he internalizes his message. So he doesn't like write an entire manuscript and then memorize it. When he's planning a sermon, he does write a lot of it out, but that's part of his process to walk through the message and internalize what he wants to share. So he like walks through his message and tries to internalize it. So I know he's on a roll, but he just told me that he was hungry. So I made us some lunch and I'm gonna take it out there. I think he's almost finished. And we have this is like so funny to me. So sometimes Harry stands on the ground and then like leans in and drinks the water. Oh, I have two water bowls because both animals really love water. And so I figured I'll just fill both up because we feed Ollie out of a different bowl anyway. So that's why there are two water bowls. But lately, Harry's been jumping up on it and standing on there and drinking the water, which I think is really cute. Okay, so here's our lunch. I have celery and carrots with some ranch, an orange for me, grapefruit for him. I can't have grapefruit because it interacts with the way that trikafta is absorbed. Some red pepper and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on our homemade bread. So I'm gonna take this out to him with a glass of water, a plastic of water rather, okay. I'm gonna have to put you away because I can't carry all the things. And I just noticed that this was sitting next to my lunch and I thought that this could bring you guys a smile. So I saw a picture online of a naked cat wearing a hat that looked like this. And I sent a picture to my friend Jen and I was like, this is hilarious. She, I kid you not, made this. She just happened to have those yarns at home and she just made it up. I'm astonished. And she sent it to us. Harry was, let's just say, not into it, but it's still hilarious to have around even though he won't wear it.
Good morning, guys. It's actually afternoon. I've been working hard today. I finished up my Easter Sunday sermon that I am preaching via video for a church in Maryland. And I tried to record this afternoon. We set up a space in our living room and yeah, it didn't take us too long to get it set up, but we wanted to have the lighting right and everything. And then I recorded it and I had gotten a lapel mic just for, I mean, we've wanted to have one for videos. We used to have one, but we left it with the church in Massachusetts. And so I got one, and due to some technical difficulties, I recorded the sermon and the audio didn't work. And so I recorded it again and it didn't work. And I recorded it again and it didn't work. So it was a little bit frustrating, but Mary and I were like, okay, I need to be done for today, figure out what's going wrong with the microphone and recording and all of that, and then we'll regroup tomorrow. But I was talking about in the sermon how trials in our lives refine us, and I was like, okay, gotta practice what I'm preaching in like keeping that perspective in this. And so anyways, just came outside, which is good. And I had hoped to get some more work done on wheelbarrowing dirt back here, but I think I'm just going to be done for today. My voice is a little shot from talking to the camera all that time. So I think we're gonna eat some dinner, and you wanna play some ball? Play ball, buddy? I'll throw it for you. Ready? Set. Go get it. Oop, don't run into the hammock. Good boy.
We just had quite a long day, and it's the end of the day, and we're not leaving you behind. Don't worry. We're gonna go sit down. And I have something for Peter to try, and he has a very unsure face.
I'm not sure about this. like a recipe?
No, I did look up a recipe, but this sort of food is variable, even with a recipe.
It's variable.
Like they said, if you have more bread, or if you have less bread, if you have more milk, or if you have less eggs, then that sort of thing.
Okay.
So it's called bread pudding. And when Peter used to work at the Nordstrom restaurant, so like 10 years ago, he used to serve this at the restaurant, and he really enjoyed it. Is this exactly what it looked like?
No. I mean, bread pudding's usually like a solid texture, like pudding.
Not on the video I watched.
Really?
Well, hold on. It might be like pretty hot.
Oh.
But okay, so I made another loaf of bread today, and it didn't work out as I anticipated.
Looks like you made French toast bites and baked it.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Which that's basically what bread pudding is. When it's like French toast cake.
I'll tell you, it didn't turn out like I thought it was going to. But I learned.
You learned?
I feel like my cooking experiments and my baking experiments are learning activities. And? By now you would have had the like, ah face if it was good.
You know, it's not bad, but it's not very flavorful.
I can't say I'm surprised.
It's it's basically French toast, but...
Is it? Well, I'm not hungry, so I'm not even gonna try it right now. Now, he said you can put some maple syrup in it, and I did. Do you taste that? Do you want more maple syrup on top?
Oh, I was just thinking, if I was gonna eat this, I'd probably put maple syrup on it. But... yeah, I think it's a cool, it's a good use of stale bread.
Yeah. What was he looking at? Ollie, did you have a nice time licking your brother? Did you lick Harry? Oh, did I tell that story?
What?
Of last night's banana issue?
No, I just showed that you made banana muffins, but you want to tell them what happened?
Yeah. So, I go to open the banana, the very ripe looking banana for banana bread. Couldn't open it. The peel was like armor. I could not open it. I'm like, what kind of banana is this? I ended up having to use a knife and then got it out, and I was like, oh, this looks strange. So I tasted it. It didn't taste anything like a banana. Then I look on the peel and it said green for frying, yellow for grilling, and I went, this is not a banana. So I'm pretty sure it was a plantain, but that's all I had. So because it was so hard, I couldn't, like, it was ripe, but it was so hard I couldn't use a fork and mash it. I put it in the microwave for a minute or something, and then I was able to mash it. I ended up making the banana muffins, and they taste good.
Yeah, they're very good.
They're just not as sweet because the plantain didn't taste like anything, really.
Yeah, that was my bad. I got those thinking they were bananas.
That's okay.
How are you surviving quarantine?
Good.
What tips do you have for the people? Well, we were thinking about how, I know we've talked about this, but this is not so much out of the norm for us.
Yeah.
To be staying home, to not be able to do normal social gatherings. It's not the norm for us recently. So I think there is a little bit of a, like, difference that we're feeling.
Except that, you know, for almost a decade of our marriage, like, we've been used to this rhythm of lifestyle. This is obviously a little bit more extreme, but yeah, so I think my biggest tip is reframing. So instead of thinking, I can't go to TJ Maxx or whatever. So of course, for everybody in different scenarios, this goes for life in general, and this goes for this current pandemic situation. Reframing your processing of life. So for me, I guess right now what I'm thinking is everybody in different states and in different countries of this world right now have a very different experience. Right now, Peter and I are safe in our home. We are able to go out to our backyard safely and spend time soaking in the sun. Not everybody has a backyard. So it's gonna be different for everybody. Now that we've recovered from whatever virus we had, like during that week or two, like we weren't going outside, we weren't functioning, we weren't making food, we weren't eating. So, you know, quarantine looked very different for us at that time. So if you're walking through sickness right now, this is gonna be kind of void. Like this isn't gonna make sense for your life right now. But in general, reframing it, okay, I can't go to TJ Maxx right now or whatever the thing is that you wanna do. And I don't actually really wanna go to TJ Maxx, but I do enjoy shopping in general. Or let's just say the grocery store. Right now, it's not safe for me to personally go to the grocery store. And I would really love to, but instead of focusing on that, reframing and focusing on something that I can do. Right now, I have enough flour right now to practice baking and having fun with it. And ooh, I messed up a loaf of bread, try making a new recipe. That's something I can do from home, even though I can't go out and spend time with my friends. I can do a Zoom call and schedule it. And
so by reframing, you mean like don't focus on the negative aspect of it, but focus on what you can do.
Yes, and part of that is we can't change the negative aspect. We can't change the things that are out of our control. We can control how we look at it, and it's not wrong to grieve what you've lost, freedom or physical health or whatever it is. It's not wrong to grieve that, but just as a kind of day in and day out, I've found for me, coping with 30 years of cystic fibrosis, decline and all of that, for me to get through those discouraging factors, it's helpful for me to reframe. So there's my tip. I didn't know we were giving tips today.
Well, I didn't either, but we're sitting down to film, so I thought I'd ask. But I know for you, like not looking at the news is an important piece.
I get my information in other ways than watching the news. I think for me, like if I were to turn on the news and watch it, you know, before every commercial break, they summarize all the main facts, and then commercial break, and then it comes back and it summarizes all the main facts. It's just like over and over and over. I'm like, I need the information so that I know how to keep myself and other people safe, and keeping up as much as it makes sense, but not like overloading. It's just, and I've heard it from friends and family that overloading is just, it can be really dangerous for our brains and our hearts.
Yeah.
So being proactive to turn off the news when it feels like you need to.
Good words from Mary.
But
all right, guys.
I think your coffee that you had, that I drank some of,
gave you a little buzz.
It worked because I was so exhausted earlier. Now I'm like,
I might film my sermon right now.
I truly believe you can do it.
I kind of want to.
And in your raw state right now, sometimes that's the best way to communicate. Like, hey, we're all in a raw state and I'm giving it all I've got.
Sounds good.
Giving it my best shot.
Yeah.
Giving it all I have.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Watch the Frey Life, not the news. Good night. We love you.